morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all my lovely listeners. And the waiting period is over. We have got one of the most handsome person with us, Bob Hughes. So nice of you, Bob, for being with us. Thank you so much. Well,
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. It's my pleasure.
thank you. Now, before I ask you any question, Bob, let me read out a small introduction that I have prepared about you, which goes like this. Bob Hughes went from blue collar worker to serial property investor. My God, entrepreneur and tech transformation leader who has built operations across 90 plus countries. My God, I repeat, 90 plus countries. My God. His mission: prove that health and financial freedom aren't luck, they are learnable systems anyone can master. And Bob has mastered and he teaches how to master it. Get ready for the raw stories, hard won strategy, and a blueprint to transform your own life starting today with none other than an highly experienced person, Bob Hughes. Once again, a very warm welcome to you, Bob. Thank you. Thank you very much for being with us.
Happy to be here with you, Dinesh, and your people.
Right. Thank you, Bob. Bob, first and foremost question that I would like to ask is something which is related to your property, that is your own house. At the age of 40, people generally they are highly disturbed because they are sailing in so many boats. They have got young children, they have got floating business or the floating job. They have are supposed to get transformed from any place to anywhere, but still you are the one who bought your first property. How could you made it possible and why so? Bob, platform is yours, please.
Well, at the age of 40, I was looking at an age I never thought I'd make it to, first of all. But I made it. I said, oh my, I'll be 65 before I know it. I'll be needing Social Security and I won't be able to live off of it because it won't be there when I need it.
Right?
Bob has to make a decision for him and his wife. We need to do something different. I know I'm a hard worker. I work overtime for everybody I work for, and I work for a lot of people.
Hmm.
Trying to find my place in the world, and I could never find it until I bought my first property, and I didn't have a whole lot of money, but I said, I got to do something to make some money. You know, I, I just got into the AC business, so I had a solid business that I was working for somebody, but I had to make that commitment to buy a house and make it work. And I bought an efficiency with the house, so it was like a duplex because I needed that income from the other people because I was a broke guy at the age of 40.
Right. So, didn't a thought came to you that what will happen if I'm transferred to some other place, or I get a better opportunity elsewhere?
I'm sorry, Dinesh, I didn't catch that question.
What I'm saying is, you bought a property at the age of 40, right?
Yep.
Okay. Then, di- didn't you think that what will happen if you are shifted to some other place?
If I didn't buy that house at that time, I'd still be renting today probably.
Mhm. Okay. Good
I wouldn't
idea.
have
Good idea.
anything.
Right. Bob, as everyone's experience goes, generally, if I give you a small example, a barber, if you ask him to repair a motor car, perhaps it will be very difficult for him. There is a saying that it's difficult for him. But you, as a you are having a tradies job, you shifted, and that too in the air conditioned business where you had no experience. How could you dare to jump in that?
But I did have the AC experience a little bit, but I had no business experience at all. None. You know. And that was another shift in my mind I had to make. I had to work for myself because I was not going to
Right?
do it working for somebody else. I found it don't matter how much I give myself to that employer, I'm never going to get anything. I have to work for myself. I have to I had to build my real estate business up. I had to build my AC company up. Therefore, I could have a steady income when I do hit 65. And
Oh.
I was able to sell the AC business. And I sold many properties.
Hmm.
I did fix and flips. I did some rentals. More fix and flips. Some I did bought and just sold. All I did was write my name on the title.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah, which is good. You get to know what you're looking for. I mean, you know what other people want. You know, I
But
stayed
Bob,
I stayed focused in my area.
right. But Bob, how can a man can ride two horses at a time? You are in the real estate business at the same time you started AC business. How could you manage it?
Well, you have to work with people, and
Okay.
that's another mind shift you got to do because I didn't know that. Working with other people and depending on other people, that's a big transition. Because I didn't. People didn't want to really work for me at first. you know, you got to change your mode, and you got to be there to help people. You know,
Bob, Bob, there is a catch because there is a saying that the person who has in his hand will go to his mouth first. So you may be number of employers, you may be number of staff, you may be number of persons who are helping you, but still, how could you motivated them? How could you manage them? How could you make them to be on the track?
yeah, you know, you got to have. You got to be caring. You got to care for people. You got to learn how to care for people. I had to learn how to do that. Look at it from their angle because I've been there before. I've got the experience. And I know how I felt when I was working for other people. So I guess I can transcend. In order to get respect from the people, I need. I'm on their same level. I got to. It's level to level. I'm just asking you to help me out. I'm going to pay you well. But things don't always work out perfect, and you got to know how to deal with that. And like you said, it was new for me. I'm used to being the guy with the shovel in his hand. you
Wow,
know,
great. And Bob, you could spread your business to 90 plus countries, and it's impossible for a single-handed person. So, what are the areas where you took help from the other people, either for the automation or for your managerial skill or any other thing? How you managed it?
well, I'm going to tell you. I sold my AC business, and when I got into it, it's a network marketing company, is an ex, which is a regenerative technology device that helps people heal. So basically, I'm just a distributor of this company, and we're
Right?
over 90 countries, as you just
Hmm.
mentioned, and we're helping people get healthy. People put this on, they regenerate their bodies. They get new stamina, energy. Energy is the first thing. Strength. You rebuild your muscle, rebuild your muscles, your bones. It's just incredible. You get clarity in your head. You lose that brain fog. Because by the time we're 30, half our stem
Right.
cells are dormant. By the time we're 60, 90%
Hmm.
of our stem cells are dormant. That's
Ooh.
what makes us sick. That's what gives us all the information and our sicknesses. So I teach people how to use these, and they teach people how to use them, and we all make a little bit of money off everybody. And it's very easy. And it,
Hmm.
you call me at any time, you email me, I'll share everything I know. I'll plug you into the system. My support team will help you. We got a big support team. We're all over the place. You know, we're in 80 over 80 countries, 90 countries. And there's plenty of people in Australia doing this. But I'd like to be I'd love to be your sponsor. Anyone can call me. I'm here hands on. I'll answer all emails. Anyone that calls me or email me, I'll be the one handling them. And if I
Great.
need help, I'll run you up my sponsor list.
Oh, wow.
But I want everyone to be healthy. You
Bob, you had at the age of 40, you got all different type of shifts. And this is the age where most of the people, what they do is they sacrifice their health to make money. And then they sacrifice their money to get the health back. Whereas you are the one who could manage health with finance. How could you make it so?
I found this.
Please tell in detail.
I just opportunities. You got to look for the opportunities. When they come to you, you got to make it happen. You
Mhm.
can't just look at it and watch it go by. You say, "Oh, I should have, I could have, I would have." Jump in and do it. And when you got that determination, perseverance, and all that, you're going to get it done. Believe in yourself, and it will get done. Don't count on anyone to do it for you. That's what I say. People who sit there and watch things go by them. Man, when I see an opportunity, I'm all in, and I'm going to make it happen. Not everything works out perfect, but it works out. You know,
Great, 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 great. Wow. Well, Bob, really, I'm really thrilled to listen to you in a very simple terms. How beautifully you have explained. Perhaps one of the word that I have understood most is trust. That when you are handling so many businesses, you should have trust on the staff. That is the most important. But at the same time, perhaps that is the one which has rewarded you to make your health also. And that is how you could keep your health better. Well, Bob, can you please recall one of the businesses which made loss, and then you are the one who turned it around and made it in a profitable one? How could you did that? How could you do that? What was that?
well, I tell you, it's gotta you gotta have a good working team with you to help you get there. You can't do it all by yourself. Like you gotta have loyal people with you. Put your trust in them. People. Sometimes you got to stick with things longer than you want. You know, like I bought these houses and they didn't work out, but they didn't work out the way you want them. So you stick
Okay.
with it for a little longer. You figure out a way to make it happen. You know, you get someone in and rent it for a while instead of selling it right away. You know, so you don't lose as much as you would have if you just dumped it or walked away. You know, you can't walk away from things. You got to keep going after it, and eventually things will come. The universe will come to you. You know, as long as you're doing the right thing, you're on the right path. Trust in your operations.
But do you mean that trusting the operation, do the right way, and keep ahead? That are one of the basic or fundamental rules that a businessman should apply.
Oh, for sure.
Hmm.
For sure. And yes, I mean, but you got to be able to change when you need to change. Sometimes it's got to be switched over a little bit. You got to tweak it.
Right.
You got to tweak. You can't be firm on everything. You got to know when to tweak and when to move forward.
So, by saying so, what message you would like to give to the young entrepreneurs, especially those who are doomed or they have got lost in their business? What should they do?
Well, make sure you love it. I would have to say you got to like what you're doing. I mean, at least like it, but you should get into something you love. Because if you don't like what you're doing, you're not going to make it happen. If you're not getting out of bed, jumping out of bed with joy, then I'm going to go tackle this today, and I got this to do, and I got that. I got to meet this one. Got to meet this one. Let's get this done today. Without that, you're not going anywhere. You know, you got to enjoy what you're doing. You may not love it, but you got to like it. You know, I loved real estate. I loved AC, and I love what I'm doing today. You know, you got to love what you're doing. You know, it took me 40 years to figure out what I wanted to do. You know, it don't come to you, most of us, naturally. And this is something new too. I'm getting to like it already, being on your podcast.
Bob, I am puzzled. I am highly puzzled because loving a job or loving a business will not fulfill your all the requirement, will not, it is not surety that you will get the money from that. It is not surety that your business will turn around. At those situation, how do you motivated yourself, or how people should motivate themselves?
Now, people should motivate themselves. Yeah, and like I said, you got to enjoy what you're doing. You know, not you know, the finances. If you're trying to find money, you got to learn how to use money. You know, for
with empty
example,
mo- with empty money, with empty pockets, and no money in their no money in their pockets, and no profit in their business, how can a person enjoy?
that's well, I do have the product for that. To tell you the truth, I do. If you got $300 on your credit card, you know you don't have to pay that credit card off for at least 90 days on $300. You give them $30 a month. You call me with a $300 credit card, I'm going to get you started on healing yourself and helping other people. And by the time
Oh,
you pay that $300, if you share it with 5 or 6 people, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your friends, the people you love, by the time you need to pay it up, you'll have the check back.
right.
They'll have, my company will have a check back to you. I'll
Great.
I'll show you how to share what I got going on. I'll plug you into the system. And we got this is it info. We got a 10-step process. If you follow that, I guarantee you income. I guarantee you enjoy what you're
Yes.
doing. Guaranteed. Call me. I'll get you set up. $300 or less. 300. You don't got to pay the credit card off for 6 months probably on $300. If you give me your commitment, I got your back. That's
Great.
and I'm going to help you get healthy. I'll show you everything I got.
Oh. So does it mean that you are so transparent? Does it mean that you are so trustworthy? Does it mean that you are so open to your clients, to your business partners, or to anyone?
Yes, I'm open to everybody. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
ready to take everybody with me. You
Great.
know, I got everything I want and need. All my job is to help other people today. You know, and that's why I'm here. You know, this ain't
So
my
does it
forte.
so does it mean that I am wrong if I say that businessmen they are highly shrewd, they are heartless?
You know, I've ran into a lot of them that are. I ran into a lot of them. You know, that's not me. I don't. You know, people are people. We all got to work together, no matter what.
Good, good. I
You
love
know,
your answer.
we all got to work together. You know, we're not working together. We're not going to be very fruitful people. You
Wow,
know,
beautiful.
that's why I
Nice.
like real estate. There's
Hmm.
always a lot of people to work with. There's always,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm. Great. Let me come to one different question, Bob, and that is regarding merger and acquisition. Most of the businesses they are hiding or they are afraid of. They think thousand times either for the merger or for the acquisition. So, how do you find the points which will be helpful to the new acquired person, or points which will be of loss making, or the point which is of the profit making? How do you find out those unshown points? How do you recognize them?
Mm. Well, I'd have to. Let me see here. The number. If you have to. The number one difference is replacing people
Hmm?
and replacing people in the workforce. Yeah, you gotta. But like I said, it's been a while since I've done that kind of work. I've got my focus on this other marketing group I'm
Right?
dealing with. You know,
Yes.
and it's all right there. You know, and that's what I've been concentrating on the last couple of years. I'm not into transferring, trying to get different businesses right now because I'm pretty solid where I'm at.
Hmm. Okay. So, Bob, if there is a company which want to acquire something from the different company, and the company which is selling will not show all the plus and minus points, if it is hiding something, how do you find out those points?
Well, I usually use a broker too. You got to have a
Mhm.
broker, you got a lawyer, and you got to dwell into it. You know, then you got to go into the deep dive into the paperwork. You got to grab their paperwork, look at their books, and go over it again, and you get yourself a broker on it. You got a lawyer on it. You dig deeper on it, and you got to make sure the paper, what they have on paper, is true. You got to look at you look at the numbers. The
Right.
numbers tell you everything. You
Oh,
know, you know. So that's what I did or do.
okay. Bob, let me turn my vehicle in the different direction. Now I'm going to ask you rapid fire questions. for which I request you to reply in shortest possible way and as soon as possible, whatever answer comes to your mind. And here is my first question, that if you are given, if you are having $100 in your pocket, where you will spend immediately?
Where would I spend it immediately? Well, I know when I had my first $100 I needed to spend on myself.
Mm-hmm.
You
Good,
know, and that
good,
was into my, I did, and I bought my first real estate course
right.
and my first investment into myself. That was
And
at the age
what are those items which you will invest in yourself?
of a real estate course, you know, courses, buy
Okay,
books,
right.
because
Hmm.
people know more than I know.
Then please tell me name of one book which you liked most, of course, related to real estate.
I think one of the best books out there is Think and Grow Rich
Oh, lovely.
by,
I have read it. Excellent book.
by Napoleon
Beautiful.
Hill.
Wow.
Yeah, he says it right there. You know, believe in yourself. Believe. If you believe, you can achieve.
If you believe, you can achieve. Beautiful. 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 Bob, would you like to give one word for the person who steps back after every deal is finalized, if everything is finalized?
I didn't quite catch that question.
You
After,
might have come across clients who withdraw at final stage or before the final stage.
if they withdraw from the
Oh,
project before the final stage,
yes.
yeah, well, I try to get them back on the phone and try to contact them and say, let's finish this. Let's go through. But it don't always work. But I'll give it a try. I'll give it a shot. I'll you got to communicate with people, and tell them the advantages.
Hmm. Okay. And if I ask you to give me one word for the freedom, what it would be from your side?
One word, huh? There's a lot. There's choice. You
Hmm.
have a choice.
Right? Can you
There's
please
freedom.
elaborate it?
Opportunities. That's two words,
Okay.
though.
Good. Good, 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 good. Here is the one more question, Bob. Early in the morning, what is your best schedule you must not miss?
I do exercise,
Mm-hmm.
I pray,
Right?
and I read.
Oh, great.
Within the first hour.
That is perhaps missing in the young generation. They never give importance to reading. Very few are there because they are indulged in the TV and mobile so much.
Yes. Yes. Don't
Anyway,
get don't I don't get on my phone for at least an hour after I'm up. I don't even look at my phone.
good. Well, Bob, on behalf of this platform, we thank you so much for showing us that experience isn't required. As you said, courage is required, trust is required, coordination is perhaps required. You have given us the proof that health, wealth, and reinvention are the skills that we can all build. Well, audience, your first house, first business, or first habit starts with one leap, and that is you must take it as fast as possible. The way the Bob has taken, Bob has really shown perhaps the most encouraged way that how you can trust your staff, you can trust yourself, you can trust the process and run businesses not in one or two countries, but more than 90 plus countries. Bob, really, each and every suggestion that you made, each and every expression that you shared, they were excellent, and I'm sure all our listener would learn a lot from you. So nice of you, Bob. Thank you so much. Would you like to say anything at the last moment, please? Any
Again,
last
it's my
message?
again, it's my pleasure. And if you got something you want to do, just jump in with both feet and get her done. Believe in yourself, and it will happen for you.
Beautiful. Yes, free yourself. Then only if you want to make the world free. Great.
Mm.
Well, on behalf of this platform, I request Almighty God to give you all courage, all support, all wisdom, all power, all money, all time, energy, so that the way you have expressed your feelings, especially for the young coming up entrepreneurs, please keep on this work. Please keep on spreading your knowledge. That is perhaps the best work, that is perhaps the best prayer one can do for the God. Thank you so much, Bob. We say namaste. Namaste to you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so much.
Dinesh.
It was wonderful, wonderful. We loved it. Thank you, Bob.
Together we are global speakers talk.